right now. Yeah, intoxicated of caffeine that I am.
We've got to get you on camera, man. We've got the shot, man.
Oh, that's it. Okay, I'm sorry.
Appreciate you coming, man. Like, the UK fans have wanted to see you over here for such a long time. You know, we're unfortunate that we never got to see you fight over here. You know, the Dan Hardy fight, the Bisping fight. Is that something that you wish you would have done to fight in front of this UK crowd?
I would have loved to fight elsewhere, but I think because of the business plan the UFC had at the time for the pay-per-view buys, that's why it was more lucrative to them to make me fight in Las Vegas or in Montreal, Canada. So that's why most of my fights were at home in Montreal or Vegas. Vegas actually is the place in the world where I fought the most because of the TV reason, for pay-per-view reason. Unfortunately, I would have loved to fight in front of a European crowd, 100%.
We would have loved to have seen it, man. Your career was absolutely crazy because sitting right here with you now, we're all looking at you as like the guy that conquered the welterweight division, the guy that absolutely dominated it and paved the way for the guys that are in that division today. But prior to you getting that world title, Matt Hughes was doing the same thing, right? And I remember watching the pre-fight promo for the rematch when you got the rematch, and you said, I couldn't even look in Matt's eyes because I was fighting my idol. That is wild to think that GSP had an idol that he was fighting. So where did that mindset change to when you said, I'm not impressed, I'm not impressed?
The thing is, what makes a fighter a great fighter and what makes him reach the next level, I think it's not only physical. Of course, you need to be a great athlete, be a good fighter physically, but the mental maturity that you gain over the years with the experience, that's what sometimes gives you the extra edge. And when I fought Matt Hughes the first time, mentally, I don't think I was ready to become champion. It's after I gained a lot of confidence, and I believe confidence is one of the most important things for a fighter. If I can make an analogy, it's like if someone has a lot of money in his bank account but no way of accessing it, it's the same thing. Someone has a lot of skill but no confidence. The same thing. So in order for the magic to happen, you need the skills for sure and the confidence together, and that's where great things can happen.
Obviously, in a sport like MMA, like boxing, you have to have a great dance partner, right? And just touching on that, could it not have worked out better for you? You know, you didn't just beat someone that was a transitional champion, you beat someone that was a dominator, someone that you looked up to. And Matt still had an absolutely tremendous career after that loss, but you also beat him again, didn't you? You beat him twice as well, so it was brilliant to see.
Yeah, you fight. You can fight the same name, but you never fight the same fighter twice. So every experience that you have leave a scar. Sometimes it's for the best or for the worst. So you can fight the same guy many times, but you will never fight the same fighter. Sometimes things will make him change and it will make you change. And I do believe that the Matt Hughes I fought the first and second time was the top Matt Hughes, but the third time I fought him, I thought I'm under the impression he was a little bit on the way down and I was on the way up.
How did you find it on the flip side then? You had a guy that you was looking up to. When did you start feeling like, right, these guys are getting a bit phased with GSP looking in their eyes? I'm a big name, I'm making people's legs quiver a bit when we're having these stare downs pre-fight. You must have felt that.
It came with experience, you know. Confidence is something that takes time to build up. Confidence, it appears depending of how you prepare yourself. And when I first fought Matt Hughes the first time, I lacked a lot of confidence because I didn't believe in myself enough that I had the tools to compete with that man. But after my first fight with him, when I look back at the tape, I saw that I could hang there with him. And even though I lost that fight, looking back at it on video made me gain a lot of confidence because I knew I had the tools to beat him. It just the mental I didn't have at the time.
The welterweight run he went on after that, you know, it's going to go down in history. Absolutely tremendous, and the division was absolutely stacked at the time as well. You had guys like Thiago Alves and Reckon, John Fitch, tough guy, who was one of the older guys. beat him during the run that he was having. And then we had the huge fight, paved the way for the title versus title matches that we see today, BJ Penn. That was something that really was out of the ordinary at that time. What was it like fighting a guy that was doing the same thing in the lower weight class, in the lightweight division?
I think the best fighter that I have fought, pound for pound, I think it's BJ Penn. For the time being, I think he was, when he was in his prime, he was the perfect fighter. And he was a hell of a puzzle to solve. I remember the first fight I had with him, he gave me the worst beating I ever had in a fight. You know, even though I won in a split decision, it took me a few days to recuperate from that fight. I was at the hospital, I was bloody, I was a mess. But I learned a lot from it, and the second time I fought him, I did a better performance.
Yeah, and then when you look at some of the biggest nights in your career, the Toronto one stands out. It's not one that people talk about a lot, the Jake Shields fight, right? Because I remember when that fight was happening 11 years ago, 2011, the UFC had never done a stadium show like that. It was the first one in Toronto as well. Absolutely huge for the sport. What was that like walking out of the stadium? It must have been tremendous. Yeah,
it feels very strange. I mean, I remember walking to the octagon, it feels like, because normally the shows are in an arena, but this show was in a stadium in front of more than 50,000 people, so it was just a different atmosphere. But I always told myself, when something is strange and it's unknown, for me, it is strange and unknown for my opponent as well, so I don't see that as a disadvantage. I see it as a neutral thing. And it's the one that will adapt himself the best to the environment that will succeed, that has the odds to succeed the best.
Yeah, because he was coming through as Strikeforce champion as well. We had a similar sort of thing where we had in 2007 with the Pride acquisition. We had the Strikeforce guys coming through. A lot of them guys did end up having success, like Blue Rock Code ended up winning the middleweight title. So that was a real big fight field with that one, with the Jake Shields fight. And then after that one, the Nick Diaz one, part of the Strikeforce acquisition. That was a fun one for the fans. Everyone wanted to see it from the way that George promo was. You're a very cool, calm and collected man. What was it like having the Diaz bros on you like that?
I never took it personal. For me, a fight is strictly business. There is no fighter that I have fought that I have a negative attitude towards. Like I like all the guys that I've fought because we share a moment, we share a bond that I will remember forever. And any of those guys today, if they are in trouble, that it would be my pleasure to help them. You know what I mean? For sure, when you fight someone to promote the fight, you know, there's the mental game, you know, the trash talking and all that, but it never affects me, and I don't take it personal.
Yeah, and then obviously the fight that the world wanted to happen, for whatever reason, it didn't, the Anderson Silva fight. You two in your prime, that would have been something to behold. Was there ever a time that was a realistic offer? Was there ever a realistic offer on the table? From your side of things, is that something you look back on and think, I would have loved to have tested myself against that guy?
Yeah, it could have been done. The problem is the UFC has the power to make it happen. Many fights could have been done, but it did not happen because of the UFC. I mean, at the time I was very busy in my division, and a lot of the fans, a lot of people were talking about that fight, and the UFC came to me only once to offer me that fight, and at the time I was on a winning streak in my own division. So if you go up in weight, then you come back down, it's very hard because you have to change your weight and everything. So I was ready to take the fight, but to do like a catch weight, and with also implementing drug testing. The UFC never wanted to do it. They never wanted to pay the extra money, and they never wanted to make the catch weight and implement drug testing for that fight. So that's why it never happened. If they would have done it, I would have done it, and even if Anderson at the time would have come down at 170, I would not have choice. It was part of my contract, my existing contract at the time, to fight at 170. But now they wanted me to do something different, so they needed to accommodate the rules for that to happen, but they didn't want to do it. They did not want to do it.
What was your outlook on the other divisions at the time? Because you came through a time where champions were just dominating the divisions for a while. Yourself, BJ, as you mentioned, Anderson Silva. Were you looking at those guys and drawing inspiration from them, even though obviously you are your own source of inspiration? But it's a different time because now you see belts passing from quite frequently in comparison to previous times. It seems inconceivable that you or Anderson Silva would lose your belt during those times.
The records are made to be broken. There will be guys that will beat the title defense record 100%. It will happen sooner or later. For me, I look up to all my predecessors: Mark Coleman, Dan Severn, Tito Ortiz, Randy Couture, especially Royce Gracie. These guys, the older guys, they're the ones that paved the way for us to make a living with this. So for me, my heart, I have a very warm and special feeling when I meet these guys. So I'm just as much of a big fan than I'm sure any one of you when I meet one of these guys out there.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome to have all you guys here as well. I was talking to Anna as well, something that you know very well. Just touching on the UK scene right now, I'm guessing you're in touch with the sport as often as we are. The UFC London card that we just had, it couldn't be, I can speak for everyone in this room, it couldn't be a more exciting time to be a UK MMA fan. We have so many possible future champions. Paddy Pimblett, Tom Aspinall, Arnold Allen, Molly McCann with an absolutely crazy knockout. How excited are you about these proper talent coming through?
Oh yeah, there's a lot of talent here. It's incredible. Future champion materials for sure. However, sometimes being a champion, it's not a straight line. I've seen in my life guys that are very talented, but maybe because they made the wrong choice in life, their career took a wrong turn, So it takes more than talent and hard work. It needs the stars to be aligned. I mean, it's something very special. But United Kingdom definitely got a lot of talent. This is for sure. Championship material, 100%.
If you had to pinpoint one of those people that I just mentioned, who excites you the most in the UK scene right now?
I like Arnold Allen, Tom Aspinall, the way they fight. It's incredible. What a performance they had in their last fight. They are on a tear right now.
Absolutely incredible. And then it's so awesome to see you with Carlos Condit and Michael Bisping, your former opponents. We're going to be speaking to both those guys today. Condit, what a war that was. He was on an incredible run, just finishing guys left, right, centre. He beat Diaz that year, and we got the interim belt, so we had a belt versus belt fight. Tough matchup, wasn't it? It was a tough war that he had to that one.
Oh yeah, he's one of the guys that knocked me down with a crazy head kick. And I remember when that happened, for a split second, I kind of lost consciousness and I woke up when I was sitting on the floor. Like I had like a flash knockdown and I saw him running towards me and I told myself, I said, oh shit, I'm not gonna get knocked out, hell no. So I went on the guard, I protect myself, I weathered the storm and I was able to get back in the fight.
Yeah, you showed tremendous aggression in that fight as well. The ground and pound was absolutely crazy. You took him open quite early, didn't you? There was a lot of blood in that fight. And then moving forwards past that, you mentioned Michael Bisping as well. Come back to the middleweight division and you come and get the 185-pound belt. Just talk about Bisping's situation. I know he was part of that documentary, just talking about his tremendous journey. What a warrior that guy is.
Oh, he is probably the craziest and the toughest man in the sport. It's just unbelievable. He's unbreakable. He's got an unbreakable will. He's ready to die to achieve what he wants. He's a true soldier, like a true gladiator. It's unbelievable. Like the movie 300. He's ready to give it all. He's truly a modern day Spartan.
we couldn't be prouder of him here in this country, a true pioneer of the sport, and him winning the belt was one of the best moments ever as a UK MMA fan. Just talking about the extent of the eye injury that he had, in the documentary we now know that it was quite a lot worse than what he let on. Did you know how bad his eye was at the time? And if you did, would it have changed you wanting to have that fight with him? Would you have felt a bit morally...
I didn't know at the time, and I don't think nobody knows, because as a professional fighter, you always want to hide your weakness. However, when you look at someone's past fight, you try to identify some of his hole, you know. And like every fighter has different holes in their game, you know. And I knew that Michael had a hole in his game, so I tried to exploit it. But I didn't know it was because of that cause, because of the problem that he lost an eye. I knew he had issues, but I didn't know what was exactly the cause of it. Sometimes some fighters, they call it blind spot. Some they have harder time to see punches that are coming from the upper left side. Some it's lower right side. You know, everybody is different. But you try to explore those weaknesses, you know.
Obviously, if you'd have told the extent of the eye, you probably wouldn't have been able to fight. And we see that in the documentary. Now looking back on it, does it change anything for you with that? Because it was tough what he had to go through, wasn't it? It was real tough.
Oh yeah, it shows how tough and how much of a warrior he is. 100%.
And then we have to talk about the Marvel stuff. I mean, your transition to the world of cinema was absolutely incredible. First up, popping up in the Winter Soldier movie, fighting Chris Evans, Captain America himself. What was it like with the choreographed fight scenes, going from a martial arts background, going to the world of cinema? What was that like?
Well, it's very different. When you fight for real, you don't want to telegraph your punches. Or when you fight for the camera, you need to do everything bigger, you know, to exaggerate everything, to make it look better. Because otherwise, if you make it small, like a real fight, it doesn't look good on camera. So I had to adjust myself for that. And also, it's been 4 years I'm having acting classes, so I'm working a lot on my game. I've done some gig in the past, but I was too busy fighting. So I didn't really practice my acting game, but now it's been 4 years now during I've done the Winter Soldier, but I've done also a series on Disney Plus, the channel, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So now I've been practicing a lot of my game, and it shows a little bit. You know, a lot of guys have helped me for that.
You're one of the most respectful, well-spoken guys in the UFC. So to see you go into a Marvel badass character is pretty cool. Did you outright want to say, like, I want to play villainous roles, I want to go out of my comfort zone here?
I'd rather play villain than good guys in movie, because I always thought that the villain are more charismatic. And for me, I try to be, you know, I'm by no means a perfect person, but I try to be a good role model in front of people, to showcase a good example, good image. But I like the fact that if I'm playing a character in a movie, I'm the opposite. I'm like the bad guy. And normally it seems to be that they want me to be the bad guy. I don't know why. Maybe because my background, my French background, I guess. I have no idea, but I like it.
It works, and it's a great mindset to have. I read that you would very much be interested in working in Star Wars as well, another big franchise. Are there any other big franchises that maybe are on the table, that you had any discussions, and yeah, what would be the ideal scenario for what's next for DSP?
I'm actually coming back in Britain after, in UK after, because I'm shooting for a scene for another movie. It's a European movie made in here. So I'm coming back next weekend for a role in a movie. I'm playing a hitman. So it's I have a few opportunities like this, and I'll take it. And yeah, my dream would be one day to play in the my dream, you know, a dream come true.
That would be unbelievable. Just finally, I have to ask George, you always look in tremendous shape, and the Khabib fight was always discussed. There's been other fights that have been discussed. Could we actually ever see you back in the octagon, or are you done for them?
It's exactly the same reason why the Anderson Silva fight never happened. It's the UFC. The UFC could have made it, but they had other plan. It's always a question of timing. And at the time that we wanted to make the fight happen, they had other plan for how things will go down. It's unfortunate for the fans and for us, because that's why we wanted both to happen. But UFC is a business, and sometimes they have to do what is good for their business, and not necessarily what is good for the fighters. You know what I mean?
I do know what I mean. Just in terms of any guys that you see today, you would have loved to have tested yourself back in your heyday, back in your prime. You look at guys like Carlos and Conor McGregor, Colby Covington, even Diaz. Are those sort of names where you look and think, I would have loved to have gone up against those guys?
Yeah, I'm a very proud competitor, and I think as a proud competitor, you want to be fighting the best guys, because that's how you create your legacy. You don't want an easy way. You know what I mean? You want to be challenged. You want to be tested against the best talent in the world. And for sure, when I was competing, that's what I wanted at the time, and that's what I was always looking for. But it takes three entities to make the fight happen. It takes one fighter, the other fighter, and the third entity is the organization, the UFC.
Awesome. I'm going to open it up to the fans now, but I just want to say what an honour it was to speak to you. I'm a fan of George, just like all of you guys. Collected the DVD, stayed up late at night in the UK to watch your fight. So thank you so